Alright, as promised, this is a deeper dive into boots and boot selection. This is my first pair of boots that I started using on adventure trips. Use these in Alaska. They have Gore-Tex, and I used a waterproof compound, and that worked pretty well. They don't have any extra soles for arch support, but they worked out pretty well. Because I'd trained for the terrain, rocky and going up hills and mountains and that sort of thing. We'll move on to the next one. This one is one I used on a trip. Didn't work out too well. They weren't really sized properly. I did start using the swap out the soles for something more supportive, but I just use these as just work boots now. These are properly sized work boots, and when you do, hiking boots, and when you do give them a try, make sure you're wearing the socks you're going to be wearing on the trip, usually thicker, so to make sure they have a good feel when you try them on, and you get them a half size larger than like your regular shoes. For example, I think 10.5 is is my regular shoe size, and I went up to an 11 on this. Because you need, when you're wearing like a pack and you're also going into uneven terrain or rocks, or going up a hill or down a hill especially, your foot's going to move around and land differently in the shoe, so you want to have extra space, especially in your toe area, so your toe doesn't smack up against the end of the boot. Very uncomfortable, could lead to injury. Also, you swap out the soles for something that has a little bit more arch support. Which is what I did here. And one other thing about breaking in boots is when I'm breaking in these, I'm wearing a pack that has some weight to it. It doesn't have to be your full pack, but something that has, put some things in your pack so that weighs something, 30 pounds or something. Obviously, you can't duplicate the mountains, like in the city, but you want to have similar impact weight-wise on your boots, so you can see if everything's working together. Make sure they're tied right. And what I found out on these is, and this is another reason why I should spend a lot of time breaking these in at home when you can fix issues, is that these arch supports a little bit kind of too thick for one of my feet is kind of bouncing against the top of this, and it's causing an issue. So best to find this out at home before you're deep in the woods far away. So right now I'm working out whether to find thinner supports or to scrap them all together. So I'm just working that out. But you don't want to have to figure all that out when you're on the trail in the middle of a trip and you're trying to get from one place to another. So spend time, work that stuff out and break these things in properly. Really get familiar with them. Gore-Tex as well. So we'll move on. This is a newer pair of boots, the newest pair of boots I use. Kind of a hybrid. They are properly sized. I use these, and I also put a different. Actually, I didn't put any supports in these because these were for horseback riding with some light hiking, because we were tying the horse up and walking up mountains, and just to get, for the views, nothing like serious expedition, but you need to be able to be mobile and on foot. These are waterproof, and they have, some grip, but mostly for horseback riding, that they'll fit in a stirrup. So that's kind of a quick, a little bit longer overview of boots and breaking them in.